Oi, Master Bruce, you survived the bomb, and now you're in this cafe with this lovely lady.
What the frickin' hell?
And
He was dead.
I'm not dead because I'm Batman, and now I'm Bruce Wayne.
So this is our discussion for shitty endings.
Well, just endings.
So
I
it was
think-
only fitting that we start off with Dark Knight.
Well, I think endings. I think we're just focusing on.
Well, yeah, endings overall, but let's
We can talk about good endings.
let's just go out of the way and say Dark Knight's ending was shit. Or sorry, Rises. Dark Knight's was amazing. Rises was shit.
Yeah, I was to say, Red, you're
You're
gonna
about
get thumbs down all the heck percent.
Thumbs down. I thumbs myself down on that one. I
Nerd
love that.
Patrol, Nerd Patrol. Get Nolan fans. Get the weapons. Get the weapons. We got a
Hey,
Dark
I'm
Knight
a
Raider.
fanboy.
Okay, but yeah,
Nobody Let's Begins. You don't own that. You don't even own that movie.
I own that.
But yeah.
No, I do own that movie. I think.
I
You
do
do?
on that
I
thing
think
too.
I do.
You said you didn't.
I don't remember. I might have to check.
You keep forgetting.
I
Okay,
watched a
Wait,
lot
you
of
so-
might have checked.
Endings.
endings. Yes, endings.
We're gonna discuss when our ending, what a good ending is. How does a bad ending ruin the project for you, or like the franchise? Should an ending be preset? That kind of thing.
Okay.
So let's start off with what was an ending that absolutely worked for you, and what was an ending that you hated?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Cool.
Starting with me.
Of course, because you derailed us prior to this. So
You have
Your
to
turn.
suffer.
Well, putting me on the hot spot. All right. All right. Well, two of mine are actually going to be video games. So, starting off, the Kingdom Hearts series as a whole, we came off of one kind of bittersweet, but with hope. With Chain of Memories, we were put into an even more dreary place, but with a little more hope than usual than one.
Yeah.
And then
Was
two
there
just
a
kind of brings it.
hope.
A two hope.
Oh, I see what you did there.
A
But
hope.
two brings it all to a full circle,
Agreed.
and that's the ending that I think it's
It
it's the
ends the
top of-
trilogy. It ends the Sword trilogy.
exactly, and it's just as its own thing. It's so good, and it's exactly what I was hoping for when I was a child. And when I think of a good ending, that's what I think of. Now, for a terrible ending, this is sort of a cop-out answer, I know, but Mass Effect 3's original ending, for a series that's all about choice, and all the choices that you do leads up to big changes in the universe, and just to
BioWare.
completely go against that, just completely goes against what Mass Effect is about. So I think
And
that's
BioWare.
yes.
I have no idea whether I knew what he was talking about for half of it, folks. I don't know what he's talking about for the other half.
He destroyed the Reapers. And Joel's like, what the fudge is a Reaper?
That's pretty much that's pretty much it. Okay. Is it my turn? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, my turn. Okay. Okay. I'm probably gonna give a controversial answer, maybe. Return of the Jedi is one of my favorite endings. I don't know. I like a good happy ending. I don't care what people say. I'm a sentimentalist. Dang it! I like happy endings with the cheering and like Return of the King as well. It would be a good second choice.
Yes.
They're tied.
Well, we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
Tied, but
That would be
I
a
love
second
Return
choice.
I love Return of the Jedi's ending. I mean, as just the end of the Vader saga, you could almost argue sort of like Kingdom Hearts in a way.
The Skywalker Saga.
Skywalker Saga 2. Just a very happy ending. I like it. I love it. I don't care what people say. I love it. It is fun. As for a bad ending, I would just have you see, I don't hate things like a lot of people. I don't have that kind of energy anymore, or just that drive to hate anymore.
That's an excuse everyone hates.
Well, I guess the closest thing to that right now for me, the recent thing I experienced was Batman vs Superman. I can't stand that ending. I don't buy it at all, and it ruins Death of Superman because it makes no sense in the second film. I don't know if that's like an ending.
That is an ending. It's the ending of a film.
That's an
It's
ending.
It's
the
an
ending
ending.
of a sequel.
That's true, and it doesn't ruin Man of I don't want to say it ruins Man of Steel because Prince already had problems, but it does ruin just the DC universe for a big.
Well, it
chunk.
ruins that character's chances of redeeming himself.
Yeah,
That's
it
true.
ruins,
Time
it
being.
ruins elements of Man of Steel.
It ruins a good what could have been a good foundation, or
Yes.
at least a more solid foundation. Like I always use this metaphor that Man of Steel is like a sidewalk full of cracks. You can still walk on it, but you can still see the cracks. And what I was hoping for was that Batman vs Superman would be the cement that fills the cracks. Instead, it's the hammer that shatters the cement.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Red, you're up.
Europe.
Well, I already said Rises, so I probably shouldn't use that.
Start with the good end.
I'll go with Arkham Knight. Because that ending, dear God, and if you follow me on Twitter or you followed Steve when that came out, I was waiting every day after I finished it for Steve to watch the final 100% trailer. And he was like, "What? That's not a really good note." I'm like, 100%? He's like, "No, I haven't watched that yet." Keep waiting. And then all of a sudden he was like, "Holy shit, they freaking went there!" And then I was just like, "Do you see what I'm?" Because earlier I was like, I tweeted him. I was like, "I'm not going to spoil the ending, but they polarizes in terms of unnecessary ambiguity, because drama is more important than storytelling." And then after he was like, "Holy shit, you're right." Like after I watched it, he was like, "Damn it, you're right." It rises all over again, and it's a cheap ending. A game all about Batman always always fighting, always never taking the easy out. He takes the easy out. A game all about how he has to learn to work with his friends, and so he abandons them. That is not Batman at the end of that game. That's some asshole pretending to be Batman and Bruce Wayne. That it spits in the face of everything about that character that I love. Also, I just realized we were supposed to go with endings we liked first, but I went straight to hate.
You are a Sith Lord. You truly are a Sith Lord.
For me. That ending.
Just let the hate flow.
It was like there was a few months where it was hard for me to go back to the previous Arkham games just because of how much that ending hurt. I was personally offended by, and of course the thing that helped me was just with my friends on Arkhamverse, just tearing that ending limb for limb, in that entire game. And now I can go back to the other Arkham games. So I play Arkham Knight constantly. I just bash the living crap out of it every 5 seconds.
And what about good endings? Go back.
And then for a good ending, I could probably say Batman Begins because that's my favorite ending of all time. But I'm going to go with something controversial. Return of the King.
Really? I like the Return of the King ending.
I like the Return of the King ending.
I know, because it's awesome. It has too many endings, arguably, but they
earn it.
They bow to the hobbits.
They earn
it. If you didn't cry when they bow to the hobbits, you have no soul.
Yeah.
That's a fucking just emotional scene.
That was sad when Sauron died.
Also, the ending song.
I cried when Sauron.
That's in the opening of the film.
Also, Into the West is. Into the West is such a great ending credit song too.
Da, 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 da.
Also, I kind of like the ending of the third Hobbit film.
Yeah, that's a good ending.
I really like, especially the Thorin stuff. I really liked that.
Yeah, that was some good stuff too. Yeah, so those are our good ending, bad endings. Not exactly in that order for one of us. Just kidding. Just messing with you. So where should we discuss? What should we go from here?
I think to really start this off, we need to kind of cement what we think a good ending entails.
I would say a good ending entails closure, but you don't need 100% closure if you want to leave it.
Depending on the property.
Depending on the property,
that should not have 100% closure.
Right. Right.
But it's kind of like with the EU. The EU didn't need complete closure, but it was in the middle of a story arc when they canceled it.
I don't remember. I wasn't reading that story arc.
Doesn't mean fans didn't read it. Didn't mean fans weren't pissed. Doesn't mean that Will doesn't have a sniper rifle up to your head right now.
I never liked most of the Return of the Jedi stuff. Anyway,
doesn't mean they shoot over people. Again, Will's just like.
Well, good closure. Obviously, I think closure overall doesn't have to be 100%, like you said, but closure overall, and I feel like for a franchise sort of movie, whether it be an established franchise or something new that's coming, you can close it, but leave it open for sequels. Like A New Hope, I think is a good example of that.
Don't unnecessary openings just because of drama. Like if X-Files season 10 didn't get another season, that would be the worst thing ever because that ending is a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, I hate cliffhanger.
That's just irresponsible to do.
I don't like cliffhanger.
It's kind of like Avatar, where we don't know where the hell their Azula and Zuko's mom is. And yeah, we got Korra, but if we hadn't gotten that, we would never know.
No, we still don't know. We don't know where Zuko's mother is.
Wait, we still don't know?
No, they joke about it in the first.
No, we got one.
That was in the comic, though.
Yeah, we got a comic.
That's bullcrap.
Yeah, they joke about it in the first episode. There's somebody asks, what happened to Zuko's mother, and Katara's gonna tell them, and someone interrupts them. They actually make fun of it.
Like Zuko's mom. That bitch is still in hiding. Like that's your response.
Well, it's a really convoluted story from what I hear. But anyways, back onto the subject.
I don't know.
Let's talk
So
about
make sure you
cliffhanger
wrap up
endings.
plot threads that need to be wrapped up.
I heard that's just
Don't
because
emotionally kick somebody in the balls, but you have to actually earn it. Like I'm looking at you, Daredevil season 2. Oh wait, Joel hasn't finished that yet.
I haven't watched it yet either.
I kind of dropped off after people said it wasn't as good as season 1. I lost interest.
This is the same thing Batman v Superman does, where it takes the easy out, like a thing that you would expect to happen because of a character that's there from the comics.
Yeah, but that's just a bad film overall. It only has a good 10 minutes of the beginning, and then everything else just sort of falls apart. It doesn't even have a good middle.
Yeah. So.
Let's go.
It should also actually show a lot of the characters. Like you should, like if you say you spend your entire franchise, hyping up this group of like freedom fighters. Let's call them a rebellion. If you do a final movie, you should probably actually give some screen time to said rebellion instead of just focusing on, I don't know, like a bunch of teddy bears. I don't know. That'd be kind of important.
Again, Ren's hatred of the Ewoks.
Yeah.
Hatred of Ewoks. Okay, let's
hate those guys.
I think we covered what we think a good ending should be.
Yes.
Like Batman Begins is in a nutshell a good ending. It closes the door on this story, but it opens another door.
Dark Knight 2 does that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, specifically Begins does it because Begins is even more of a self-contained story.
Well, what's supposed to be the start?
Dark Knight's ending is completely setting up another one. He didn't know if he was gonna do another one, but that film is a complete okay, status quo change. You need to know what happens next. Begins, you're excited for the Joker, but you're able to rest. This film is over. This journey's over, or this journey's just begun. It's kind of a moment of just total joy,
like A New Hope.
That moment when Bruce it completely. I always say that ending completely sums up Batman in like 2 minutes. Specifically just with the line, "Joe, I never did thank you," and Bruce just looking at him and saying, "Yeah, you never have to," and then jumping it says, "Batman Begins," because he has begun finally.
Yay! Did you know that was supposed to be this? You knew that's supposed to be the start of a DC universe, right? That never happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, thing with Green Lantern. I know that.
Well, it's supposed to be the start of not a DC universe, just a Batman universe. Like it was supposed to be like they would get comic booky in the next movie.
Right.
Hence why they set up the possibility of Ra's being immortal in case somebody else wanted to do that.
Right.
Because no one's a considerate person, unlike Zack Snyder.
Yeah. A New Hope, I think, does a good job of that, too, because they blew up.
And then Vader's just, flying through space.
He's spinning around, spinning.
Empire does that as well. Episode 2 does that really well. Better than probably any of the Star Wars films, actually.
Really good. Well, it starts up a television series. It starts up
a multimedia project.
Right.
And it starts up just the notion of, and now the Clone Wars begun. The Clone War has.
The Clone War.
Yes.
No, I think Empire is more like Dark Knight's ending because it expects you to get.
Well, clearly. I mean, that's what they intended, so they were aping.
Right.
Attack of the Clones does the same thing, though it's masking as joy. But it's secret, like everyone thinks it's a good thing, and then it turns out to be horrible, and it's kind of like it's tragic, which is actually a cool twist. It's tragic, the heroes don't.
Right. So I think we got what a good ending should be. What should be our next topic? I feel like we're kind of a little more off the cuff with this discussion.
Well, let's talk next about, does a bad ending... Well, let's talk about what not to do with an ending, I guess.
Well, we kind of talked about it with our bad ending.
Well, so...
Don't leave it.
Does a bad ending hurt going back to that franchise later?
Well,
it never has for me, but maybe that's because I'm good at compartmentalizing things in my head. Like I can go back and play Arkham Asylum and Arkham City pretty easily and just ignore Arkham Knight because I can do that.
I can, but when you're on an emotional high is the thing, or I guess in that case an emotional low. Because that Arkham Knight's ending kicked me in the gut.
Well, that never happened to me, but
you didn't play Arkham Asylum 15 times.
I don't have a strong computer.
Actually, more than that. I lost count, but I think I played Arkham Asylum over 30 times. I'm that obsessed with it. Okay. I only play it once a month these days, but still.
I guess in terms of, I think maybe the closest thing that you can complete. I think the closest thing for me that it has come to ruining it might be Batman versus Superman, and that's like the one movie I can actually hate. Just because of just how bad it screws up setting up the universe and just the poor choices it makes, especially with the ending of Batman versus Superman. Like, I mean, I guess I could watch Man of Steel again because I'm not as hateful towards that film, but I just think like all the lost potential it could have had.
Now, here's a question I have. Do you think some endings, it's not about what you show, it's about what you don't show?
What do you mean?
Sometimes, like the ending of Star Wars Rebels Season 2.
That's,
Yeah.
I get that part. Oh, I got a good question, Cole. Since how do you think? I guess we're speculating here, but the Kingdom Hearts 3, that game has been like people have been waiting for it for like decades now. Like, do you think that ending could ruin the entire franchise?
Well, the problem with that is they've been building a universe around that game series so much after 2 that any subpart ending is going to leave a lot of people feeling very, very hurt about it. So, and that's an interesting thing to talk about. Do you think a big universe has a potential of an ending to a long-running universe has a potential of ruining it in a way?
I mean, like,
Well, I mean, would you want to end Star Wars?
No, and that's the thing, though. But also, do you think the Marvel Cinematic Universe will ever have an ending?
No, not at all. They'll probably end these characters' journey. They'll probably kill off Tony and everyone, and have there be a next era of superheroes.
Well,
or have other people take the helm.
Well, there's a concept that me and Cole actually talked about when we were just live chatting with ourselves. I call it now the get off the train ending, which is sort of which is sort of like Kingdom Hearts 2, where like if you want to jump off, you can. Like I can see Infinity War as being a jumping off point. Like if you want to stop here, that's fine. We're going on. But if you want to stop here, you'll feel good.
Star Wars has that at so many points.
I know TV shows have that too. I know Once Upon a Time did that twice.
Arrow did that just to make Felicity shippers happy.
Yes,
where they were like, you could totally see season 3 as the end of the show, just to make you people happy. And I was like, oh, cool. So they're pandering to the dipshits, and then they're gonna make the rest of us be happy. Nope. They're pandering to the dipshits on every level.
Well, it's Arrow we're talking about, so
yeah.
I call
Arrow. Arrow needs to end.
Yes.
We need an ending where Ollie just like realizes how evil Felicity is and realizes that he's in a completely toxic relationship, that she's manipulated him to be someone who he's really not. So he shoots an arrow into her face and then just kicks her off a building. And then it just ends with him like putting on his old costume and being like, "I'm the Arrow."
It's probably gonna get season 6, isn't it?
And then it ends with her body just hitting a car. Just it pops and just like dun 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 dun. And Vader's Quill will be so happy.
Yes. Going back to what you said about ruining a franchise, on a long-running series, I think. Well, even then. I know you don't like Avatar, but I could probably go back and watch.
I like Avatar.
No, I mean you don't like the Avatar ending. My bad. But I could probably go back and watch older episodes.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. But the thing about
the
end
problem is that ending is like 6 episodes, so it's hard to watch the earlier episodes because you know where stuff is heading. Like of that arc.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Well, the thing about Avatar that it's still watchable. They don't go against the entire premise of the show like they did with Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess it does.
They kind of do, I guess, because the whole point with the show is, people have, you have to, do stuff you don't like sometimes, consequences and everything. And it's a thing about, maturity. It's a coming of age story, and that he doesn't have to come of age. He doesn't have to take the responsible thing to do, which is, sometimes there isn't an easy way out.
Yeah.
And isn't responsible by the end.
Well,
he's one irresponsible little bald kid. That's it.
Yeah.
He ends up being.
It's really interesting too because it's like Cap even says this too. Writing endings, and I've learned about this in creative writing. Endings to things are particularly hard to write.
I'm looking
And
at
I've
you,
even
Moffat. I'm looking at you, Moffat.
Oh yeah, Moffat is all hype, no freaking
Hey, Moffat.
ending.
but I think
Heaven sent. No, Hellbent.
I think endings overall. One of my things is just to tag on my thoughts on what a good ending should be. You should have a flavor of what made that series great to begin with, and end it with, oh, this is what this journey was about, and this is where it ends up, and I see why we got to this point. If there is no conclusion of, oh, this is how we got here, then you're like, why did we even? Then what was the point?
And that's my problem with Arkham Knight, is it stands against everything Batman's done so far. Like, the point of the ending of Arkham Asylum is completely destroyed. Same with the ending of Origins.
Huh.
A lot of people don't like Origins, I know. But I think
Yeah, but still, it doesn't mean to fuck over your own games.
Yeah.
Let's talk about cliffhanger endings real quick.
Oh, dude.
Cliffhanger endings,
X-Files Season 10. Again, if you end up not getting a sequel, then you ended up putting a cliffhanger in a show that didn't get renewed, and that's horrible.
Ooh, I hate. Let's see. Ooh, Thundercats did that, but that's because they knew they weren't. That's because they thought they were going to get a second season, so they kind of planned it out. That happened. Clone Wars kind of happened cliffhanger ending, but you already had the ending with.
No,
episodes.
not really.
Well, yeah,
it
that's
ended
true.
with some closure.
That's true. Episode 3 is the ending technically of Clone Wars, if you think about it. What ended on a cliffhanger? What other shows did I watch that ended on a cliffhanger?
I looked through a bunch of things. I do not recognize any of these shows.
Some things I remember
Tomorrow
ending with.
People, I have no idea what that is. Off the Map, I have no idea what that is. Southland, I have no idea what that is. Secret Circle, I have no idea what that is. And
The Batman ended with a cliff. Not the Batman. The CGI
where?
Batman. Yeah, where the Batman? Oh, I didn't watch that show because I never knew what time it was on. That was back when Cartoon Network had a weird Tower High. I remember that one. Cliff.
But yeah, so
I hate cliffhanger endings. Especially if they don't get renewed.
yeah, just don't do cliffhanger endings like that. Make sure you're renewed before you do a cliffhanger. Also, don't just unnecessarily do a cliffhanger just so you can pick up on it later, like Arrow does constantly.
If you run out of steam, it's okay to end. If you just keep going because it's making money and the soul and the passion.
I'm looking at you once upon a time.
If the soul and the passion of whatever you're making is gone, then what's the point of continuing?
Well, actually, I'll disagree with you somewhat on that. I think certain shows can do that, but Doctor Who can do that. But that's because you change showrunners every so often. That's why I'm.
But that's what I mean. You get new passion onto it.
That's why I'm glad Moffat is retiring soon. Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying. If you don't have passion on whatever it is you're making, then you've lost the entire point of making it in the first place. Unless you were just making it for the wrong reasons.
Well, I think Moffat's making it for the wrong reason because he just
He's making it for ego.
Yes, because he's Stephen Moffat. Stephen Moffat.
Okay, let me ask y'all this: What would y'all do making a TV show? What would your aim be?
My aim? What do you mean?
What would the character? What's the show? What's the genre? What the character?
Why would you be making the show?
When I write my ultimate.
Still kind of depends.
For fun,
I guess
for me, I'm writing my fanfic show that's the ultimate crossover of things starring Star Wars characters, and I definitely have a beginning set up, and I know where I want to end. I don't know anything about the middle, though, but I'm still playing it all out.
For me, it's kind of like...
For fun. Just because I have a wild imagination.
Yeah, it's a story you want to tell.
The ultimate story.
Yeah, and, especially when it's the hero's journey.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Mine's kind of the anti-hero's journey because all my characters are all the worst horrible people.
Still heroes. They're still monomyth.
Right.
But yeah, just let's go on to like I mean Eric has talked about this before. Like we did a video specifically on this. And yeah, like
can a sequel ruin an ending? Well, actually, yes. Yeah, we just talked about that. Sorry.
Yeah.
We just talked about that.
An ending. Yeah, I think Rises ruins Dark Knight.
I don't know. I can watch Dark Knight on its own and enjoy it for the most
Well,
part.
what I mean is not just like affecting Dark Knight. I just mean the legacy of that film.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because Batman quits. It's hard to watch the end of Dark Knight. You get so emotional, and then you're like, and then he gave up.
Okay, here's actually an example, Red, because we're going to do Star Wars soon, which you could think about. I hear people complain that Episode 7 ruins the ending of Return of the Jedi for them. I mean, to be fair, you can say that about the Thrawn trilogy too, because
Well, I think they mean more so because they blow. Well,
not.
most people they're stupid, but I would say somewhat that the way they handled it a little bit, like, well,
I'm not saying the way they handle it. I'm just saying the concept
the
of
fact that it
continuing.
exists.
Yeah, that's more the complaint.
The Star Wars is a continuing saga. It's always you can do the Skywalker thing ends, but Star Wars always keeps on going.
That's what I'm talking.
Finally, Comics Episode 7 somewhat gets a little bit self-important.
That's what I'm talking.
The next thing.
I was talking more just exist. I didn't talk about how.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Is as long as you just tell another story in that world, that's fine. But just don't be self-important. Is the thing.
Okay. Okay.
Especially if there's a Mass Effect sequel that was like all about how this character's even better than Captain Shepard, or like that kind of thing, or like Captain Shepard's sacrifice was not nearly as good as this character, like as Billy Bob, the Space Ranger. I don't know.
Fun fact: we are actually getting a Mass Effect sequel.
Well,
You know who we are?
Yeah, Andromeda.
I have no idea who that is.
Speaking
That's another galaxy.
I heard, and I was looking this up, and I was looking up Episode 7 stuff that, and we talked about this, Red, actually. Lord of the Rings was almost about to get a sequel, and you can talk about Harry Potter too, I guess.
Oh, thank God it didn't get one, because that would be horrible. I mean, I want a Silmarillion film done in like a
of course
style, but still,
I don't know how you would do a Silmarillion film.
It's just perfect, good ending.
I would prefer to see a Silmarillion TV series.
I don't know if we get that epic though, because TV budgets aren't that good.
That's true.
I mean, unless you're doing it animated, but I don't think Lord of the Rings handles. Well, it doesn't. We did Rankin Pass for that.
Where there's a
There's a way.
Where there's a summer. Where there's money.
There's a way. Okay.
Yeah, that's what would end up happening.
All right.
But yeah.
So
what's the Harry Potter? Did we need a sequel? No. Do I want a sequel? No. Joel, do you want a sequel?
I'm open to anything as long as it's good.
Did you feel like it needed a sequel? Did you say to yourself before we knew about this film really needs a sequel?
No, but not really, no.
Got a good ending.
Right. Well,
I mean, the movie ending is shit, but still.
I like the ending, actually.
That's a different thing, though. That's adaptation. I hate just how they handled Voldemort's death is just the stupidest, most pathetic thing ever. And it's
in the movie or in the book?
In the movie, it's horrible. In the book, I love it.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of 7 that much, but still.
Actually, I love 7 Part 2. Actually, 7 Part 2 is my favorite movie, but that's probably because it has the most action in it. I actually like 1. Actually, 7 and Part 2, then probably number 1. I love number 1.
Controversial opinions.
Unpopular opinions. Well, maybe not unpopular. I don't know what the consensus is. I don't study. Yeah. I'm not part of the Harry Potter quote-unquote fandom because I was so young by that time. I kind of missed my train. I missed the train.
I missed it too.
What would be the worst possible ending for that show? What would be the best?
What? Wait, what do you mean? What
would be the best ending? What would be the worst?
Best. Well, I heard rumors they're going to end it on season 3.
What would the best ending be then?
Ooh. Well, I actually heard rumors there might be continuation with TV films, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. Ezra turns to the dark side and kills Kanan. But no, that's probably awful. Ezra is the hooded man in the Rogue One trailer.
That would. Well, he's too tall.
That's true. Maybe
he's way too tall.
Maybe he got.
He's wearing stilts.
Maybe. Hey, I don't know. I honestly haven't thought about it, to be quite honest with you.
I mean, I know what the ultimate ending for that show would be.
The Death Star blowing them all up.
They give the Death Star planes to Leia, and they're like, bye! And then they'll look up in the sky, and they're like, hey, is that a laser? And then Ezra's helmet's just flying through space.
Actually...
The whole joke about his lightsaber gun flying through space doesn't work now, because it already got cut apart.
Oh, actually, I did actually think of something, Rebels.
Oh yeah. Ezra accidentally gets in a blade lock, and then he accidentally shoots his own head off with the gun.
Speaking of endings, Clone Wars technically has two endings, and I forget Rebels for a second, which I like. I know you like to read, but I think the Ahsoka season 5 ending probably works better as an ending to that series, because if you think about it, Clone Wars is more Ahsoka's story.
Ahsoka and Anakin's journey instead of ending on Obi-Wan talking to Yoda. How about we end on some leaves?
Which I do actually like the final Yoda episode. I think it's kind of cool.
My problem is the ending tries to take that end the episode without the bum ba dum ba da thing from Ahsoka's episode. But the problem is it just works so much better with Ahsoka.
That's true.
Because that was an actual accumulation of events, and everything they did was so freaking depressing and sad, but at the same time bittersweet and awesome because she. And so, then all that stuff happens.
Right. Let's see. What else could we?
What other endings could?
Let
me ask y'all a question.
Okay.
How do you think endings should handle heroes' death?
You mean do we want all our characters to die?
No, I mean the trope of killing the hero has to die.
Don't do too much hero worship, is what I would say. Don't make it all about this character was so great and look at how everything is completely good and perfect. Show the effect they've made, show their legacy. But at the same, you kind of heck even do the Dark Knight Returns thing of he survives but he fakes his death kind of idea. Good life, good enough.
Well, here's an example that I know of. And this is a really good game. I don't think either of y'all played it, but Final Fantasy VI, for example, the last half of the game takes place where the villain has won. He's destroyed the world. Not destroyed it. He's ruined it. He has become a god, and the ending of the game is all about the world may be ruined, but we can rebuild, and there is still hope. We will rebuild. So the fact that there are multiple people that were in on it, and that basically that it was a collective effort, and that yes, maybe things didn't go the right way we wanted them to, but there's a chance for rebuild, and that things could get back to the way we wanted them to be.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry. Anybody have anything to say? Because I actually had an idea for this topic. I'm trying to. Okay, I'm trying to word it right because I'm not sure if this is actually a thing. But Return of the Jedi, I think, is kind of a good example. Maybe it's good endings in mediocre things. I don't know. I guess Return of the Jedi.
Give me an example.
I guess Return of the Jedi is kind of an example. I like the ending. I don't know.
Well, but the thing about Return of the Jedi is it's an ending to a trilogy.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
So-
the movie itself is, not good until you get to
But
the
what
end,
about a standalone mediocre movie that has a good ending?
or a really good end, or a series, even a series like you have your ups and your downs when the series is kind of, but then finally the ending is like, oh wow, what an ending.
Oh, I forgot to talk about cop-out endings. How I Met Your Mother, that ending was shit, even though I'm not the biggest enemy. I don't hate that too much. I hate it because it tries to it tries to please everyone, and then it pleases no one.
That's if you want to talk about cop out endings, let's talk about Hellbent. Oh, that ending. Ending. Not
Cop-out endings overall are like Doctor Who's thing, even before Moffat.
Nah, I think actually I like Davy's endings. I always thought they were the better ones.
Really, because they're so like him worshipping himself too often.
I don't know.
End of Time is just like is just Russell T Davies doing unspeakable things while looking in a mirror.
I like End of Time. Dang it.
I liked that episode until I realized just how freaking worshipping of himself that was.
I actually like the Davies era more than the Moffat era, but that's a different discussion for another day. But let's talk about Hellbent. Hellbent. That goes into your problem of the problem of companion worship, Clara. Not only does
like I was saying, don't worship a character too much, or don't worship a character at all.
Moffat had that problem. He worships his OCs.
Oh, Davies worships his Doctor and Rose.
Oh, yeah. No,
Also,
I think worse.
Batman v Superman kind of has that to a degree.
Batman vs Superman has many problems to a degree.
In its ending specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ending is like that ending, man. I I feel I would like that movie more if it weren't for that ending. Like when I saw them doing Deaths of Superman, I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Like I bought Starkiller Base more than I bought Deaths of Superman ending.
Circular base.
Yeah, the third act of episode 7, Starkiller Base. I brought that.
No, I'm saying in that Starkiller base.
Yes, that's Starkiller Base. Anybody seen Star Trek Into Darkness? I wish Captain were.
Oh God, don't even bring that film up. It's horrible.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty appealing.
Kirk gets brought back by a tribble.
I'd buy it more than the Batman vs Superman ending.
No, it's a freaking tribble. No.
Hey, I love more trouble with tribbles. And it's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Jesus, freaking Lazarus by tribble. No.
Okay.
Tribble Jesus. On the third tribble, he rose again.
What about
he is Captain Kirk.
what about
He
mediocre?
moved the giant tune.
Oh, I got it.
What about
like
mediocre
giant tribble?
endings and a good thing?
Avatar, I guess. Well, Avatar's a bad ending for a good thing.
Well, mediocre bad. I mean, I guess we already talked about that.
Well, just kind of like whatever endings, because there are a lot of whatever kind of endings.
Okay, I got a good one, and we could bring up Ahsoka, but I think this is even worse than Ahsoka. When a character gets a bad ending, and I don't even talk about an ambiguous ending, I mean just an all-out bad ending like Captain Kirk did in the first Star Trek TNG film.
Oh, well, yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, that was like to be fair, he got a better ending in the sixth Star Trek film. Technically speaking, if you want to think like that. Yeah. Oh, I'm kind of running out of things to say. Well, I'm gonna have to read that long video.
Well, how long is the video so far?
36 minutes.
That's good. But yeah, yeah. Sometimes we like try and wrap up a single character's story too much.
Yeah,
because that's
Moffat
kind of what
does
they do.
that. Doctor Who does
Well,
that.
there's too much focus on Picard, I guess. In that case, it wasn't even Kirk. And sometimes there's forced endings to end a show early, like.
Sometimes they kill off a character just because they have.
Justice League.
Oh.
Justice League has like 3 different endings. Teen Titans has 2 because they kept getting renewed after they were told they were getting canceled.
My favorite
Like
ending.
Epilogue was supposed to be the finale.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I love that. I thought Epilogue was cool. That's the DCAU for you. I love that. I love the Teen Titans ending. I think I like the Trigon ending.
Well, I'm talking about like there's that ending, and then I'm talking about there's that ending, then there's the season 4 ending.
Which one was that one? I kind of skipped.
Kara.
Oh yeah, she came back, right?
She came back or she didn't come back. It's her. It's not her. That was the most frustrating, pathetic, just stupid ending ever.
No, there's the Teen Titans Goes to Tokyo ending.
Yeah, then there's that, which just is just a boring film that really doesn't feel like an ending. I mean, it's better than that assault on the senses that the freaking Terra ending was. What the fudge even happened to her? Nobody knows. I mean, it's better than the comics where we find out that she's a sadist and that she slept with Slade. But yeah, that happened because the freaking comics. Marv Wolfman and George Perez are awesome writers, but
I don't like the Teen Titan comics. I don't like their designs, but maybe that's because I'm just so used to the...
Really? You're basing the designs on the greatest run of all time?
Oh, yes, because I like appealing characters. Why do you think I like anime so much? Or at least I'd like...
Anime has some decent stories, like Death Note and all that.
No, I was saying design-wise, I like anime.
Speaking of Death Note, what do y'all think about character endings about characters who are morally wrong?
You mean like Code Geass?
Ooh.
Code Geass, yeah.
Talking about like Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
We can do Breaking Bad and do Code Geass.
Breaking Bad.
I didn't watch Breaking Bad, okay?
I didn't watch it, but I know what the ending is, and that was a cheap ending in some people's mind that he didn't suffer enough, which is something you always have to worry about with killing off a horrible person in fiction. But I don't know, I kind of like the sadness of everyone leaves him, even though he was on somewhat good terms. The idea that everyone leaves him and then he just dies from a stray bullet.
Reminds me of The Godfather a little bit, where
with
just...
his equipment, just with the thing that he loves most.
Kind of reminds me of The Godfather a little bit, where in the end Michael Corleone just tumbles over and dies.
Really, that's how that ends.
I think so. I don't
Yeah.
remember. I didn't see Godfather 3. I
What
But
happens in Godfather 1?
Grandpa died just from a heart attack. I know, not
Yeah.
Grandpa, like Don Corleone.
Grandpa just random.
Well, he is a grandpa,
Like I'm
technically.
talking about the theater, like in the theater. Like somewhere.
Okay,
But
here's
yeah. so-
I guess I guess we're kind of moving to character deaths, but that's technically an ending. What about, I guess, endings you can call? I guess again, I'm going to go back to episode 7. Harrison Ford's death, I mean, everyone called that. I called that from the minute Harrison Ford was casted.
I called that before he was being cast because everyone was like, "Oh, they're probably gonna bring him back. He's totally gonna die. He's totally gonna die if they bring him back. They bring him back. Okay, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead."
Predictable endings,
Not a bad thing if it's good. Bad
Not a
thing
bad
if it's
thing.
bad.
You can make cliche endings work.
I get anything. I always agree that.
You can make anything work, truthfully.
What about just polarizing endings where it's not technically bad, it's not technically good, it's just polarizing? I don't know what.
What about, well, some people, well, for a while, Iron Man 3, well, not the ending, but the thing about the ending to some degree was kind of polarizing with the whole Mandarin thing.
I like that, plus it's not really the ending.
Yeah, it's not that's like the midpoint of the movie.
That's the beginning of the third act.
What is a polarizing ending that isn't bad, like Batman Arkham Knight, or Man of Steel, or Superman, Batman vs Superman? What's a polarizing ending for you?
Avengers.
Really?
People feel like that ending's a little too easy with the Jatari all just falling.
Star Wars Episode 1 style.
Well, with Episode 1, at least it was a set. At least it was supposed to be continued into Episode 2.
That's true.
Except that scene got cut with the whole, they try and shut down the control. Like that, Episode 1, they used that to a great effect. It just doesn't get shown in the film. The idea if they take down the control ship and it does nothing. And they're like, oh shit.
Transformers Prime did that too. That movie.
They went, oh shit. At the end of the film. Saiki Jin just shows up and is like, son of a. And Optimus is like, who are you? He's like, shut up. I have downward horns on my head. And terrifying eyes. And Evan Nova is terrified of me.
Okay.
So, anything else we need to talk about?
Not.
Can't.
Do you guys have anything?
I can't.
I don't think I've said my piece.
Oh, you want to say something, Cole?
No, I said my piece.
Okay.
He said his piece.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear you.
Because you're never listening.
It's hard to hear sometimes. Okay, no, I think that's it. I think we've covered everything we wanted to. So yeah, everybody, endings. Leave us your comments, subscribe, like, comment,
Yeah,
please.
what makes for a good ending?
Bad ending.
What makes for what should an ending be like? That sort of thing.
And tell us your least and favorite endings of whatever you like.
What about like a character getting blatantly killed off and somebody like a supporting character getting killed off in a story that they didn't really need to get killed off in? Kind of like, well, that's more character deaths. Never mind.
Yeah.
Character deaths are technically an ending.
No, I'm not talking about endings. I'm talking about just characters dying and stuff that they didn't deserve to die in.
Okay.